I physically, I cannot process the sheer volume of chaos today. I'm literally spiritually depleted.
Oh, absolutely same.
Right. It feels like the entire entertainment industry had a board meeting this morning, looked at a giant whiteboard with our faces on it, and just decided, let's systematically exhaust them.
Yeah, the machinery is running at a terrifying speed
A
today.
terrifying speed. And I am like one notification away from throwing my phone into a literal ravine and just starting a homesteading vlog.
Okay, stop right there. You wouldn't survive a single afternoon of homesteading.
I would.
No, the moment the Wi-Fi dropped below 3 bars, you'd be negotiating with a squirrel to find a hotspot.
Okay, that is painfully accurate, but still.
But your assessment of the cultural landscape is entirely accurate. I mean, we are witnessing an unprecedented level of unhinged behavior right now.
So unhinged.
The whole ecosystem has basically devolved into a multi-billion-dollar reality show. And whoever is operating the control panel is just slamming their fists on every button simultaneously.
They are mashing the keyboard. But, as always, we are front row for the circus. So, babes, welcome back. We love you. We see you. And honestly, celebrity news never takes a day off, and apparently neither do we.
We really don't. The crisis PR firms are billing double time right now, which means we are essentially clocked in alongside them.
Exactly.
So, Snark Squad, I really hope you brought something stronger than an iced matcha to this meeting, because today's agenda requires actual fortification.
No, fortification has definitely been secured. I have literal lychee martinis on deck for us right now.
Thank God.
Right. The glassware is chilled, the pour is very generous, and we are sipping something sweet because the sheer bitterness of today's headlines absolutely demands balance. So cheers to the absolute mess that is the internet, my friend.
Cheers. And, cheers to the overarching mission of today's conversation, too. Because we aren't just looking at who wore what or who posted what.
No, we have to actually dismantle the machinery today.
Exactly. We are decoding the corporate brand warfare masquerading as celebrity romance. We are breaking down the legacy rebranding of ancient royal institutions. And honestly, we are exposing the digital slip-ups that prove this is all just a manufactured matrix.
I am so ready to take a sledgehammer to the matrix. Like, hand it to me.
It's going to be messy.
Good. But before we get entirely too cynical, we do have to stretch the mental muscles. Snark Squad, you already know what time it is. It is time to play Headline or Hallucination.
My favorite game.
Right. And because I'm feeling generous today, I will grant you the floor first.
Well, I appreciate the deference, so prepare your critical thinking skills for this one.
I'm ready, I think.
Tell me if this is a genuine, verified headline circulating the wires right now, or if it is a complete hallucination constructed by my own twisted imagination.
Lay it on me.
The headline is, Pregnant Anne Hathaway bursts into tears on the Today Show over a baby gift inspired by the Odyssey.
Wait, hold on. My brain needs a second to catch up here. Pregnant Anne Hathaway.
That's the prompt.
Okay, we know she's currently on the press tour for that massive Christopher Nolan adaptation of the Odyssey, right? Like, the red carpets have been spectacular.
Oh, completely.
She and Tom Holland have been serving absolute cinematic glamour everywhere they go, but bursting into tears on morning television over a themed baby gift?
That is the scenario placed before you. You have to commit. Real or fake.
The mechanics of this just feel off to me. Like, on one hand, pregnancy hormones are a literal chemical tidal wave.
Very true.
I mean, I once cried over a commercial for highly durable paper towels, so I fully understand the emotional fragility.
We all remember the paper towel incident.
Stop it. But we are talking about Anne Hathaway here. She operates with a level of PR training that is virtually impenetrable.
She's a professional, yes.
Right. And the Today Show is a highly sterile, heavily produced environment. I mean, Savannah and Hoda are lovely, but it's not exactly a Barbara Walters deep therapy session,
Fair point.
So crying over a prop department gift basket just feels a bit too daytime television engineered for someone of her caliber. I am calling this a hallucination. You totally crafted this to bait my emotional attachment to Anne Hathaway.
Oh, your logic is incredibly sound.
I knew it.
Which makes it so much more satisfying to tell you that you are entirely wrong.
Wait, what?
It is a 100% verified reality.
You are literally lying to my face right now.
I am completely serious. It happened on live television. She was sitting in the studio doing the standard prestige film talking points, and the host brought out this custom handmade gift basket for the baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah, entirely themed around Greek mythology and her role in the film. And the moment she saw it, The media training just completely evaporated. She just broke down into these joyful, incredibly genuine tears.
That is genuinely the sweetest thing I have heard all week. I can practically feel myself getting teary, just visualizing her getting teary.
It was actually very endearing.
The emotional resonance of a thoughtful gift just completely overriding the press junket protocol. I love that so much. But honestly, this proves my exact point about the current state of pop culture.
What point is that?
You cannot apply logic to it anymore. The line between what a publicist would script and what AI would generate is entirely gone.
The lines haven't just blurred, they have been actively erased.
Literally erased.
We are trapped in a cultural simulation, and the simulation is currently glitching.
A massive glitch, which actually transitions perfectly into the wildest thing I have seen on my feed today. Because the internet is completely unhinged right now, and the psychology behind it is just fascinating to me.
What spiral did you fall down today?
Okay, have you seen the absolute meltdown happening in the comments regarding Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, and a certain set of wedding photos?
Are we talking about the Juju Smith-Schuster and Laura Creek wedding out in California?
Yes.
Because the discourse surrounding those images is an anthropological study in fan entitlement.
It is terrifying. For context, Snark Squad, we have all been waiting with bated breath since July 3rd for the official high-resolution photos of Taylor and Travis's Madison Square Garden wedding.
Which was weeks ago.
Exactly. It has been weeks. The silence is deafening. And then, suddenly, Vogue publishes this stunning gallery of Taylor and Travis attending their friend's wedding.
And aesthetically speaking, they looked phenomenal.
Oh, beyond flawless. Taylor was wearing this breathtaking, strapless, pink floral gown by Mark Carrion.
The sartorial execution was truly flawless.
It was a black tie dress code, and she completely understood the assignment. She had the signature red lip, hair perfectly styled, and Travis was in a severely tailored, double-breasted black suit.
They looked like money.
Literally. There are group shots of them with the bride and groom. Patrick Mahomes is there. Travis has his arms securely wrapped around Taylor's waist. It is giving wealthy, established, ridiculously attractive couple.
It was a visual feast, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the fan reaction is where the glitch in the Matrix really shows itself.
Oh my gosh, the comment section is a war zone.
A war zone of pure petulance.
Pure petulance. People are furiously typing things like, honestly, I'm jealous of her and I'm mad at her too. 10+ days and still no wedding pics.
It's so unhinged.
Right. Another person wrote, the way we had this photo first before any Tay wedding pics is a crime. They are literally taking a celebrity's timeline for releasing their own private wedding photos as a direct personal insult.
It is parasocial inflation at its absolute peak.
That is the perfect term for it.
Right. The modern digital consumer fundamentally believes they are a shareholder in these celebrities' lives.
Yes.
The algorithm has trained them to expect a constant, frictionless pipeline of intimate content. And when that pipeline is paused, they don't experience it as a boundary being set.
No, they experience it as a breach of contract.
Exactly.
I mean, okay, part of me completely relates to the shareholders, though. Like, we invested heavily in this narrative.
Don't justify their behavior.
I'm just saying, we sat through an entire grueling season of Chiefs games. We learned the agonizing intricacies of the NFL draft. We learned what a tight end does, for crying out loud.
Which you should have known anyway.
Whatever. We paid our dues, and we want our dividend, which is a high-res photo of a wedding dress.
The fact that you think watching a football game legally entitles you to a woman's wedding album is exactly why the internet is devolving.
Oh, come on. It's just fun.
No, we have lost the capacity for delayed gratification. Everything has to be immediate, on demand, and catered to the viewer. It really begs the question, are these platforms making us more connected? Or are they just making us aggressively impatient and completely devoid of boundaries?
It is definitely the impatience. The mystery is gone, and the moment a celebrity tries to reclaim a shred of mystery, we riot.
We do.
But speaking of rioting, before we get into the heavy artillery of today's headlines, we need to cleanse the palate with our pop culture draft. We have to set the energetic baseline here.
Let the drafting commence. What battleground are we choosing today?
Okay, the category is reality TV villains versus comfort TV characters. I feel this represents the fundamental duality of the human spirit.
Very philosophical of you.
Thank you. The need for chaos versus the need for safety. So choose your fighter.
I will gladly take the safety of comfort TV characters.
Really?
Yes, you can roll around in the mud with the reality TV villains.
Great.
I require the heavily sanitized, multi-camera embrace of syndicated television to soothe my nervous system.
I gladly accept the mud. I thrive in it.
We know.
Okay, so for my reality TV villain draft pick, I am going with the supreme architect of chaos. I am drafting the one and only Margaret Josephs from The Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Ah, a tactical choice. The woman wields an iced coffee like a medieval mace.
She truly does. The pigtails, the relentless vocal fry, the absolute arsenal of dark secrets she keeps meticulously organized in her mental filing cabinet. She is iconic.
She is definitely effective.
But the reason I am pulling her off the board right now is because the streets are talking, and they are saying she just secured the ultimate crossover bag. Where is she and Candace Bushnell like, the literal creator of Carrie Bradshaw, just wrapped filming on a quote-unquote spectacular new show called The Golden Life.
Interesting.
And they filmed it with the legacy New York housewives.
The architecture of that show sounds like an actual psychological hazard.
Right.
You're taking Margaret Josephs, whose entire brand is built on New Jersey's scorched earth tactics, and dropping her into the Upper East Side cocktail party warfare of the New York OGs.
It's brilliant.
Add Candace Bushnell to provide the literary, pseudo-intellectual voiceover.
Yeah.
The decibel level of those dinner parties alone will violate zoning laws.
But that is the beauty of it. It is reality TV alchemy. You take the gritty suburban pot stirrer and elevate her to the penthouse level.
I suppose.
Margaret knows exactly how to clock in, produce a storyline, terrify her castmates, and clock out. She is a working-class reality villain, and I respect the hustle.
It's certainly a strategy.
So who are you pulling for the comfort TV side?
My draft pick is slightly unconventional because I am taking an entire ensemble.
That's cheating.
It's my draft. I make the rules. I am doing it to highlight a very specific cultural hysteria, actually. I am drafting the core characters of Friends, specifically Monica Geller and Joey Tribbiani.
Drafting an ensemble is technically against the rules, but I am intrigued by the specificity here. Why Monica and Joey?
Because of the massive, unhinged internet campaign currently trying to force Courtney Cox and Matt LeBlanc into a real-life romantic relationship.
Wait, I have seen glimpses of this on my timeline, but please explain the mechanics of how this even started.
It is entirely circumstantial and fueled by blind nostalgia.
Naturally.
So Matt LeBlanc has been quietly single since roughly 2022, following his split from Aurora Mulligan, the television producer he was with for years.
Right.
Fast forward to present day, and Courtney Cox has recently ended her long-term relationship. So the internet collectively realized that for the first time in recent memory, both actors are single simultaneously.
And the internet's immediate response is to play matchmaker.
Not just matchmaker. They are demanding it as though it is a cosmic right.
That is so weird.
People are writing 1,000-word essays on why the Monica and Joey dynamic was actually superior to Monica and Chandler.
Blasphemy.
They are projecting 30-year-old fictional character traits onto two human beings in their late 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
It is fascinating because comfort TV is rooted in the desire for permanence, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
The world is terrifying, the news cycle is bleak, so people want to forcibly arrange a marriage between two actors just so they can feel like it's 1999 again and everything is safe.
Oh my gosh, the psychology there is actually so heavy. We are literally trying to outrun our own mortality by shipping sitcom stars.
Exactly.
Though, let's be honest, the aesthetic of them going on double dates with Jennifer Aniston would absolutely shatter the internet. I don't entirely hate the concept, even if the premise is entirely delusional.
The delusion is the point.
True. But babes, enough about our own internet addictions. Let's spill today's celebrity tea because Hollywood has absolutely been working overtime.
The stakes have escalated dramatically. Let's get into the headline of the day, which I honestly think historians will look back on as the moment the celebrity wedding mutated into a hostile corporate takeover.
Okay, Snark Squad, our headline of the day is officially titled The Battle of the Mega Weddings. We are looking at a direct, cold-blooded standoff between Taylor Swift and Kim Kardashian.
It is the ultimate flex of cultural and financial capital. Let us begin with part one, the Madison Square Garden spectacle.
Right. So we know Taylor and Travis tied the knot on July 3, 2026. The venue was literal Madison Square Garden in New York City. The guest list was north of 1,000 people.
A literal arena.
Right. And we discussed the fan outrage over the missing photos earlier, but the silence from the couple hasn't stopped the leaks. The attendees are talking, the industry insiders are talking, and the reviews are brutally harsh.
Which brings us to Rob Shooter.
Oh, raw.
The entertainment reporter went on Maureen Callahan's platform and delivered what can only be described as a surgical dismantling of the entire event.
Yeah.
He did not hold back a single punch.
He went scorched earth, and I actually found myself getting incredibly defensive reading his quotes. Shudder flat out called the wedding a shit show.
His exact words.
He claimed the logistical planning was a disaster, that the dinner seating was chaotic, and he took a very specific nasty shot at Taylor's inner circle.
Ah, yes, the Minion Friends comment.
So rude.
He explicitly stated that guests who perhaps didn't know the couple intimately were attempting to approach the head table to offer congratulations, and they were aggressively rebuffed and physically blocked by Taylor's Minion Friends.
As they should have been.
He said they were essentially acting as an unpaid security detail.
Which is an infuriating critique. Like, if I am a global pop star getting married in a sports arena with 1,000 people in the room, I absolutely want a phalanx of my most terrifying besties forming a human barricade around me.
A human barricade, really?
Yes. The sheer entitlement of a random +1 thinking they have the right to stroll up to the bride while she is trying to eat her catered sea base is insane. She is allowed to have a perimeter.
Well, the perimeter isn't the core issue Shooter was flagging, though.
What was it then?
He was pointing out the fundamental flaw in the architecture of the event. He argued that the aesthetic and the execution lacked any semblance of intimacy or sophistication.
Which is subjective.
His exact phrasing was that it felt like the Taylor Swift brand taking over the Travis Kelce brand. It wasn't a union of two people, it was an acquisition.
Okay, I completely reject that premise. You cannot strip the romance out of it just because she operates on a billionaire scale.
I mean, you kind of can.
No, look at the actual ceremonial details we know about. Her brother, Austin Swift, stood at the altar as her single man of honor.
True.
She didn't march out 20 A-list celebrities in matching custom gowns to serve as bridesmaids. She didn't turn the bridal party into a Vanity Fair cover. She chose her brother. That is a deeply grounded, emotional choice.
Let's analyze that choice, though, because it's interesting. Yes, Austin was there solo. The chatter is that he recently ended his relationship with Sydney Ness, whom he had been seeing since 2022.
Right, poor guy.
There were rumors Taylor was trying to play matchmaker to get him settled down now that she has her ring. But from a strategic standpoint, putting your brother up there alone is a masterstroke of PR insulation.
PR insulation, how?
It entirely eliminates the distracting narrative of which famous friend made the cut. It forces the media to focus on family values rather than celebrity hierarchy.
Okay, that's a bit cynical.
Shooter's overarching thesis is that she is a mastermind who tricks the public into thinking she values privacy, while simultaneously orchestrating the most grandiose showbiz spectacles imaginable.
But she does value her boundaries. Like, look, the rumor regarding Selena Gomez.
What about it?
Selena is arguably her closest confidant, right? And the story goes that Selena pitched this incredibly elaborate, luxurious honeymoon concept for Taylor and Travis, and Taylor just flat out declined it.
She rejected the trip.
She shut it down completely. She is steering her own ship, establishing her own boundaries, even with her best friends, so she isn't just doing things for the spectacle.
Exactly. She steers the ship. She controls the narrative down to the molecular level. You do not rent Madison Square Garden if your primary goal is a quiet, sacred exchange of vows.
Wow.
You rent MSG because you understand the logistics of moving 1,000 VIPs through security checkpoints, securing NDA compliance on a mass scale, and generating a cultural footprint that dominates the news cycle for a financial quarter.
Okay, when you put it like that.
It is a calculated brand activation.
Mm-hmm.
But the fascinating part is how her rivals are interpreting this flex.
Oh, enter the Kardashian-Jenner industrial complex. Part 2 of the mega wedding saga. Snark Squad, if you thought a Manhattan arena was the ceiling for celebrity excess, Kim Kardashian is currently drafting plans to blow the roof off the entire concept.
This is where the reality TV mindset merges with unlimited capital.
The reports indicate that the dust hadn't even settled on the MSG wedding before Kim was strategizing with Kris Jenner.
Of course she was.
And Kris, operating in her capacity as the ultimate momager in general of the culture wars, allegedly handed down a direct mandate: Kim must one-up Taylor.
The exhaustion I feel in my bones reading about this billionaire one-upmanship is profound.
Right. Kim is reportedly scouting Formula One racing circuits for her potential upcoming wedding to Lewis Hamilton.
Which is absurd.
Which, let's just pause and remember, they have only been linked since February. There is no official ring on her finger, and she was already touring racetracks for the ceremony.
It is the pinnacle of camp. It is performance art. She is reportedly considering the Silverstone circuit in the United Kingdom, but her primary target, the crown jewel of this absurd vision, is the Miami International Autodrome.
Do you comprehend the logistics of the Miami International Autodrome?
I comprehend the math, and it is staggering.
The capacity of that venue is 275,000 people.
And 250,000 people.
Who do you even put on the guest list? You just start inviting the entire population of small European nations?
Well, her leaked wish list includes Adele, Tom Cruise, and Serena Williams, so that secures 3 seats. She only has 274,997 chairs left to fill. To actually pull this off, the monetization strategy would have to be unprecedented.
Unprecedented.
They would have to partner with Ticketmaster. They would have to negotiate global broadcasting rights. It would operate like a WWE pay-per-view event.
Honestly, I would absolutely buy a pay-per-view, and that is why I am part of the problem.
You absolutely are.
But the fact that she is already reportedly in talks with Mindy Weiss, the most elite event planner on the planet, proves she is dead serious about the conceptualization.
She is very serious.
She doesn't even need a date yet. She just needs the blueprint for a spectacle that shrinks Taylor's MSG wedding down to the size of a backyard barbecue.
The audacity is brilliant because it is so entirely transparent.
Well,
Kim recognizes that Taylor planted a massive flag in the cultural soil, and Kim's response is to buy the entire continent.
it's wild.
But let's break down the mechanics of how one even attempts this. Booking an active F1 track isn't like booking a hotel ballroom. You are dealing with the FIA, international racing schedules, massive corporate sponsorships from Rolex and Pirelli.
It's a logistical nightmare.
Plus, securing a perimeter around a multi-mile circuit. It requires diplomatic-level negotiations.
And the why is just as important as the how. For the Snark squad listening while they commute or fold laundry, why does this billionaire measuring contest actually matter to pop culture?
It's a valid question.
It matters because it officially signals the death of the romantic celebrity elopement. We have exited the era where a couple sneaks off to a remote island to get married in secret. A celebrity wedding is now a franchise tentpole.
Exactly.
It is an opportunity to leverage corporate partnerships, maximize brand visibility, and assert dominance over your peers. Romance is literally just the excuse to book the venue.
Precisely. It is a demonstration of cultural leverage. Who commands enough attention to shut down an international raceway? It is a fascinating evolution of PR.
It is fascinating, and it is deeply messy, which is the perfect pivot point, because if we're going to talk about institutions obsessed with PR, optics, and messy family dynamics, we have to look across the pond. Here we go. It is time to turn up the heat. Welcome to the Hot Take Hot Seat.
The temperature is rising. I am ready.
The rules are simple. You have the floor to deliver a highly polarizing, unfiltered, analytical opinion regarding the original reality TV family, the British Royals. Give the Snark Squad your hottest take.
Listen closely, because this requires holding 2 opposing truths simultaneously.
Oh, I'm listening.
My hot take is this. Prince William is absolutely 100% justified in his decision to never trust Prince Harry again. However, despite that, Prince Harry is methodically and successfully destroying the royal family in the modern PR war.
Oh, wow, that is incredibly layered. You are walking a very fine line there.
I am.
Let's dissect the first half. You are fully backing William's refusal to reconcile. You validate the lack of trust.
If you look at it strictly through the lens of institutional management, William's stance is the only logical play. The insiders and royal historians are screaming this from the rooftops.
What are they saying?
For William, the emotional hurt of losing a brother has been entirely superseded by the operational risk Harry presents. Think of the monarchy as a legacy Fortune 500 company.
Okay, tracking.
Harry was a C-suite executive who abruptly resigned in 2020, moved to a rival market, and then published a best-selling manifesto detailing highly confidential boardroom arguments, physical altercations, and deeply personal communications.
But the counter-argument is that he was a whistleblower.
A whistleblower.
Yes, he was breaking a toxic cycle of silence and reclaiming his own life narrative from a very abusive tabloid ecosystem.
He can be a whistleblower, but a whistleblower cannot expect to be invited back to the company retreat.
Ouch.
If your sibling recorded your worst, most agonizing family fights and monetized them globally via Netflix and Penguin Random House, would you allow them in your home?
No. I mean,
As the heir apparent, William's primary fiduciary duty is to protect the crown. From his vantage point, any private dialogue with Harry is just raw material for a potential paperback sequel. The bridge isn't just burned, the ashes have been scattered. The historians are right, there is zero architectural framework for reconciliation.
The logic is brutal, but I honestly cannot argue with it. The trust is completely vaporized, but this makes the second half of your hot take so compelling to me.
Also,
How is Harry winning the PR war if he has effectively exiled himself from the institution that gives him his relevance? His approval ratings in the UK were plummeting for a while.
they were, but we just witnessed a master class in modern reputation rehabilitation during his recent solo trip to the UK.
Oh, right, for the Invictus Games.
Yes, he was there to initiate the countdown for the 2027 Invictus Games in Birmingham.
Which are his absolute crown jewel.
Exactly. But it wasn't just the cause, it was the execution of the press tour. Instead of standing behind a podium in a stiff suit, reading a sanitized speech drafted by courtiers, he engaged the modern media landscape.
What did he do?
He went on Joe Marler's podcast, sitting down for a raw, long-form conversation. He appeared on ITV's This Morning with Alison Hammond, and the resulting optics were phenomenal.
Yeah, I saw clips of that.
The culture critics noted that he was vibrant, spontaneous, and entirely at ease. He was laughing, he was singing, he literally danced with Alison Hammond on camera.
The contrast is staggering. Like, you look at Harry dancing on daytime TV, projecting this incredibly accessible, warm energy, and then you look at the official royal communications, which still feel like they're being transmitted via telegraph from 1952.
That's the PR victory. He dismantled the narrative that he is a bitter, isolated ex-royal and replaced it with the image of a relatable, thriving humanitarian who you'd actually want to grab a pint with.
That's true.
He leaned into authenticity, which is the most valuable currency in modern media, and something the institution of the crown structurally cannot replicate.
It was a brilliant strategic pivot.
Yeah.
But we cannot analyze this trip without discussing the massive, glaring omission.
You mean Meghan?
Meghan Markle did not participate in any of those public-facing events. The original brief was that it would be a full family deployment. Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet. And then the security infrastructure collapsed.
The RAVEC dispute.
Yes, this is the ongoing legal battle over their loss of automatic taxpayer-funded police protection when they step down. Harry has been very vocal, even telling documentary crews that he considers it physically unsafe to bring his wife and children into that environment without armed state security.
It's a valid concern for him.
So Meghan remained in the States during the public portion. The leaks suggest she felt profoundly humiliated by the public nature of the security denial, carrying a lot of sadness about being sidelined.
The isolation she must feel is palpable.
But the story didn't end there because she did ultimately fly over. It was like an intelligence-level covert operation. She and the kids flew in under absolute secrecy for a strictly private, off-the-books reunion with King Charles and Queen Camilla at Highgrove House. No press pool, no leaked photos, total lockdown.
Which brings us to the most Shakespearean irony of this entire saga.
Oh, boy.
The Camilla factor.
Oh, the Camilla dynamic is the absolute linchpin. It is the tangled knot that cannot be undone.
It is the ultimate test of Harry's diplomacy. Rewind to 2023. Harry sits down for a massive 60 minutes interview to promote Spare, and he explicitly brands Camilla a villain.
I remember that vividly.
He accuses her of leaving bodies in the street to rehabilitate her own public image. It was a character assassination on global television. Fast forward to today.
Yeah.
If Harry wants his father to have a relationship with Archie and Lilibet grandchildren Charles hasn't seen in 4 years, he has to walk into Highgrove House and break bread with the very woman he labeled a monster.
The psychological gymnastics required to sit through that afternoon tea, I physically cannot fathom it.
The palace insiders have made the boundaries incredibly clear. Camilla is not a peripheral figure. She is central to the king's life and reign. Any path to family repair runs directly through her. She is a non-negotiable variable in the equation.
It is a bitter pill. You want access to your fathers, you have to validate your stepmother. It is the most universal family drama, just amplified by crowns and castles.
Precisely.
But you know what else is universal? The agonizing pain of sports. Because ironically, the singular issue that aligned William and Harry this week wasn't family duty, it was football.
Ah, yes. The 2026 World Cup semifinal. England facing Argentina in Atlanta, resulting in a devastating 2-1 loss.
A national tragedy. And both brothers reacted with the exact same melancholic British stoicism.
They really did.
William took to the Kensington Royal social accounts, tweeting his pride for the team, calling them the most complete squad in a tournament, but admitting he was absolutely gutted. Meanwhile, Harry was in New York at the Time 100 Sports Gala, walking the carpet, and when a reporter shouted to ask if he was sad about the match, he just gave this heavy two-word response, "Of course."
The shared misery of a football defeat is the only diplomatic bridge left standing. But even in their sports fandom, their paths diverge. William went on the New Heights podcast with the Kelcher brothers recently and explicitly stated he would only cross the Atlantic for the final in New Jersey if England made it. They didn't, so he is staying home.
But you know who is cashing in their frequent flyer miles?
Who?
The Spanish royal family. King Felipe, Queen Letizia, Princess Leonor, and Infanta Sofia are all confirmed to be flying into New Jersey for the final against Argentina. They were all photographed wearing the national team's away jerseys during the semifinal. I appreciate a royal family that actually commits to the sports diplomacy bit.
It is excellent optics for the Spanish crown. But circling back to your defense of Meghan.
Uh-oh.
I stand by my assessment that Harry is winning the PR war. But I must add a significant caveat regarding Meghan's solo ventures. The machinery over there is sputtering.
Okay, lay it out. Why is her PR struggling?
We have to analyze the catastrophic digital response to the previews for her upcoming July 26th appearance on MasterChef Australia.
Oh, the Channel 10 episode. I have seen the discourse. It is rough.
It is a bloodbath, and the episode hasn't even aired yet. The internet has seized on a split-second clip of her chopping an onion, and it has become a viral punchline.
People are so mean.
Content creators are mocking her knife skills, accusing her of lacking fundamental culinary knowledge, and the broader critique is incredibly harsh. She is being accused of exploiting a prestigious royal title to secure a guest judging gig on a reality cooking competition. PR strategists are openly calling it a misstep.
It is a brutal catch-22. Industry insiders have been loudly advising her to stop anchoring her commercial projects to the prestige of the Duchess title, arguing it undermines the decision to step down in 2020.
Right.
But the moment she tries to do something light, populist, and fun like judging a cooking show, she gets eviscerated for lowering the tone. She is just trying to chop an onion on Australian television, and the internet is treating it like a geopolitical crisis.
The reason it is failing is the exact reason Harry's dancing succeeded. Authenticity versus production.
Expand on that.
Harry on a podcast felt raw and unvarnished. Meghan on a highly edited, dramatically lit reality competition feels calculated. The modern audience possesses a razor-sharp radar for manufactured moments. When you leverage a royal title in a commercial space, the public demands perfection, and if you deliver anything less, they weaponize it.
The scrutiny is suffocating. I honestly think you survived the hot seat with flying colors. Your analysis of the institutional machinery versus modern PR tactics is spot on.
Thank you.
And speaking of the public weaponizing PR missteps, we need to transition to the feedback loop. My inbox has been overflowing with these listener submissions, which brings us to shady, snarky, or stupid.
The segment where we abandon all journalistic integrity and purely judge the actions of the elite. I am ready to render verdicts.
Excellent. I have 3 specific scenarios that have been dominating the discourse. We have to examine the facts and categorize each situation as shady, snarky, or stupid. Let us begin with story number 1.
Present the evidence.
The defendant is Kim Kardashian. The evidence: Kim uploaded a massive, highly curated carousel of lake life thirst traps to Instagram. She's posing on boats, wearing tiny bikinis, showing off her boyfriend Lewis Hamilton. It is standard, high-gloss Kardashian content.
I remember you there.
However, the controversy stems from the timestamps. These photos went live at the exact same moment that her mother, Kris Jenner, published a heartbreaking official announcement regarding the death of Kim's grandmother, Mary Jo MJ Shannon, who passed away at the age of 91.
The optical collision of those two events is staggering.
It was a disaster. The comment section turned on Kim instantly. Users were literally weaponizing Kourtney Kardashian's iconic quote against her, flooding the comments with, "Kim, there's people that are dying," and "Kim, sweetie, your grandma just died. Maybe put the bikini away."
Ouch.
The backlash was so intense that Kim had to break character, dive into the comments, and frantically explain that the Lake Life post was pre-scheduled by an app. So what is the verdict?
I am stamping this with a massive fluorescent label.
Shady. But she explicitly blamed the scheduling software. The machine went rogue.
The machine does not go rogue. The operators fail to monitor it. Let me explain the mechanics of celebrity social media. These accounts are not run from an iPhone on a couch.
I know, but...
They are managed through enterprise-level scheduling platforms. Dash Hudson, Sprout Social, Hootsuite. A team of digital strategists plans this content weeks in advance. My issue is with the crisis management protocol.
Okay, I see where you're going.
When the matriarch of your family passes away, how does the entire Kardashian-Jenner communications team fail to hit the pause button on the cue? The fact that a bikini photo slipped through during a family tragedy is incredibly shady because it shatters the illusion. It exposes the fact that their digital presence is a cold, automated assembly line.
Okay, your breakdown of the logistics makes sense, but I have to defend her emotional state here. Yes, the automated post was a terrible look, but look at how she followed it up.
How does
She posted a beautifully curated 19-photo tribute to MJ. It was deeply vulnerable. She called MJ her best friend, her gossip buddy, and her ultimate safe place. She explicitly credited MJ with instilling her infamous work ethic by giving Kim her very first job at her clothing store in San Diego.
That is sweet.
Right. And the most telling detail. Kim called MJ the true matriarch of the family. Considering Kris Jenner has built an empire on the title of matriarch, handing that crown to MJ in a public tribute is a massive sign of respect.
I will concede that the tribute was emotionally resonant. The archival footage, the photo of MJ adjusting young Kim's dress, the screenshot of the text message where MJ is praying for her great-grandchildren, it successfully humanized a family that often feels robotic. But the initial failure to pause the cue, that remains structurally shady. I rest my case.
We will accept the shady ruling based on technical negligence. Moving on to story number 2.
What is the scenario?
This one is concise but emotionally loaded. The report circulating is that Blake Lively viewed Taylor Swift's massive Madison Square Garden wedding as a brutal reminder of their changed friendship.
Fascinating. My immediate categorization for this is snarky, and I will provide the snark to back it up.
Let's hear it.
If Blake is leaking to the press that the wedding was a brutal reminder, it is highly probable she's just bitter about the seating chart at the MSG shit show.
You are terrible.
When you have 1,000 VIPs in a room, someone has to sit behind a pillar. Maybe she was seated next to a rogue corporate sponsor and couldn't get a clear sightline to Austin Swift standing at the altar.
You are lacking basic human empathy today. I actually had a visceral, emotional reaction to this headline because it speaks to such a universal truth.
Oh, here we go.
Think about the life cycle of their friendship. In their 20s and early 30s, they were inseparable. They went to theme parks together. Blake directed a music video for Taylor. They were the ultimate core duo.
They were very close, yes.
But then life intervenes. Priorities shift. Families expand. Geographic locations change. We all know the agonizing experience of a friendship fading in your 30s. And then suddenly, your former best friend is getting married in front of an arena full of people, and you are forced to realize you are no longer the inner circle confidant. You are just a guest. That is a devastating millennial milestone.
It is a devastating milestone for civilians. But we are analyzing apex predators in the Hollywood ecosystem.
Apex predators.
Friendships at that level are strategic alliances. If an alliance is cooling off and you actively deploy the phrase brutal reminder to the media, you are executing a snarky PR maneuver. You are intentionally shifting the narrative focus of the wedding away from the bride and onto your own emotional journey. It is a calculated play for sympathy. Snarky, bring on the final story.
You are absolutely ruthless, but your logic is sound. Story number 3.
Deliver the final verdict scenario.
The situation is this. The daytime talk show, The View, recently dedicated an entire multi-panelist segment to debating the fashion choices of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's daughter, North West.
Oh, this was exhausting.
Specifically, the panel was analyzing and critiquing the fact that North has multiple hand piercings, connecting it back to previous public outrages over her wearing a temporary face tattoo and a lip ring. The debate raged on until Whoopi Goldberg finally shut the entire production down with a simple 4-word directive. Leave these children alone.
This requires zero deliberation. The categorization is stupid, immeasurably stupid.
It defies logic. I watched the clip, and the level of secondhand embarrassment was physical. You have a table of grown, educated, professional women sitting on national television, dissecting the sartorial experimentation of a middle school child as if it were domestic policy.
It is a child exploring her identity. Every single person listening to this right now went through an aesthetically questionable phase. Did these panelists never wander into a hot topic in the early 2000s? Did they never staple safety pins to their backpacks? It is a biological imperative for teenagers to experiment with edgy fashion.
Exactly. And the context matters. Panelist Sarah Haynes actually made a salient point before the conversation derailed. Growing up with Kim and Kanye as parents introduces a level of global visibility that is incomprehensible to normal people. North's canvas for rebellion is just much more expensive and much more public. Let the kid wear the hand jewelry in peace.
Whoopi Goldberg was the only person operating with any sense of journalistic or moral clarity. Leave these children alone. Let them work it out. The fact that a production team pitched this topic, approved it, and put it on the prompter for a news-adjacent program is a profound indictment of the media landscape.
It really is.
The geopolitical climate is volatile, the economy is shifting, and daytime television is aggressively debating a child's temporary piercings. Stupid.
Whoopi remains the anchor of sanity. I completely agree with the stupid verdict.
Yeah.
Well, Snark Squad, take a sip of your martinis to wash down the stupidity, because it is time to pivot to the horizon.
Moving on to the future.
It is absurd what the media will predict and debate when it comes to these families, so we might as well join the fray. Welcome to Tomorrow's Tea.
This is the arena where we analyze the current data points, leverage our understanding of the PR machinery, and issue rapid-fire predictions about what will detonate on our feeds next week. And I am fully prepared to cross-examine every theory you present.
Bring the cross-examination. I will initiate the proceedings. My first prediction falls under the reality TV moment category.
Let's hear it.
I predict that Paige DeSorbo and Joe D'Amelio are not just dating. I predict they are secretly, officially engaged.
That is a bold escalation of the current rumors.
The rumors are a smokescreen. Paige has been deploying this very calculated talking point in interviews, claiming she is in her private era and wants to protect their relationship status. But we have to look at the source. This is Paige DeSorbo. She is a foundational pillar of the Bravo ecosystem. She understands the currency of reality television better than anyone. My theory is that the ring is already secured, but they are utilizing the privacy narrative to artificially inflate the suspense for a massive, highly monetized Bravo reveal. I am predicting a season finale bombshell on Summer House or a reunion ambush. They are squeezing every drop of engagement out of the mystery.
I will counter your theory with a slightly more cynical economic analysis.
I expected nothing less.
I do not believe they are engaged yet. However, I agree the privacy narrative is entirely fabricated. But it isn't to build suspense for the fans. It is a negotiation tactic aimed directly at the network executives.
Oh, interesting.
She is intentionally withholding the relationship content from the cameras to demonstrate her leverage. She won't provide the engagement storyline until Bravo guarantees a lucrative spin-off wedding special. It isn't a secret engagement. It is a high-stakes contract dispute masquerading as personal boundaries.
That is a brutally clinical assessment of love, but in the Bravo universe, it is mathematically probable. All right, I can see to the economics. What is your prediction? Hit me with a celebrity headline.
My prediction is a headline that will dominate the beauty and pop culture sectors within the next 30 days. Hailey Bieber legally changes brand name after Road Top's Rare Beauty.
You are intentionally trying to incite a riot in our comment section. The Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber factions are going to descend upon us.
I am merely interpreting the market data. The recent analytics confirmed that Rhode Skincare officially surpassed Rare Beauty in the Sephora search rankings.
Which is a big deal.
That is a monumental coup in the beauty industry. Hailey has momentum. And based on the historical pettiness of this specific rivalry, I predict her PR team will execute a massive theatrical rebranding campaign, perhaps trademarking a new tagline or expanding the name, solely to take a victory lap, assert market dominance, and passively aggressively rub the victory in Selena's face.
I am shutting this prediction down immediately with a reality check. Selena Gomez is operating on a completely different frequency right now. She does not care about the Sephora search algorithm because she is currently dominating the cultural conversation regarding her activism. Have you seen the headlines generated by her partner today?
You are referring to the interview Benny Blanco just released.
Exactly. Benny Blanco just did a massive interview where he explicitly amplified Selena's recent advocacy video regarding ICE policies. Just stating the facts of the article here, we aren't taking any political sides, just reading what the headline says.
Right, impartially reporting the quotes.
He stated, and I quote, "I'm very proud of my wife. She always stands up for what she cares about and took a very strong stance against ICE. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't even be necessary to take sides in this. He is utilizing his platform to elevate her humanitarian work. She is impacting actual policy discussions. Do you honestly think she is losing sleep over whether Hailey Bieber's peptide lip treatment is trending?"
The altitude of Selena's current focus is certainly higher. I will grant you that.
Yeah.
But never underestimate the territorial nature of the cosmetics industry. I still predict Rhode will launch a victory campaign.
We will monitor the Sephora metrics. All right, it is time for the grand finale. My last entry is a completely chaotic prediction, and I am beautifully bringing the narrative full circle back to the mega wedding couple.
Prepare for chaos. What is the theory?
My prediction: Travis Kelce's newly acquired, incredibly fluffy Samoyed puppy is going to single-handedly sabotage his NFL training camp performance.
I required a full logistical breakdown of this scenario.
The logistics are a nightmare. The honeymoon phase of the MSG wedding is officially over, and Travis has to report back to the grueling reality of Chiefs training camp down in Florida. The paparazzi captured footage of Taylor and Travis disembarking from their private
I
jet.
saw those photos.
Their security detail was frantically deploying umbrellas to block the cameras, but they entirely failed to conceal this massive, hyperactive, brilliant white Samoyed puppy bounding down the stairs.
A Samoyed, an Arctic breed characterized by an impenetrable double coat of fur, relocated to Florida in the dead of summer for NFL training camp.
Precisely. It is an environmental and operational catastrophe. Samoyeds require exhaustive amounts of exercise. They shed enough fur to build a second dog, and they are notoriously vocal. I predict Travis is going to show up to the practice facility severely sleep-deprived, covered in white fur, and completely distracted by the demands of puppy parenthood. The dog will dismantle his athletic focus.
Out of curiosity, what was the destination airport for this logistical nightmare?
They touched down at the newly renamed President Donald J. Trump International Airport down in Florida. Again, just stating the factual location per the flight logs, no political commentary whatsoever.
Okay, noting the flight path impartially, your theory regarding the dog ruining his athletic performance is amusing, but you are severely underestimating the capitalist machinery of the Swift-Kelce alliance. Travis Kelce will not be sabotaged by a puppy. He will monetize it. My counter prediction: within 13 business days, that Samoyed will have a verified Instagram account with 1 million followers, a multi-year brand partnership with Farmer's Dog, and a dedicated sponsored segment on the New Heights podcast.
A podcast segment for the dog.
New Bites with the Kelce Pup. I guarantee the trademark paperwork is already filed. They do not experience inconveniences. They experience brand extensions.
The terrifying part is that I would instantly subscribe to the dog's podcast. If there is even a remote chance I might hear Taylor laughing at the puppy in the background audio, I will listen to 45 minutes of a Samoyed aggressively chewing on a squeaky toy. I have zero shame about my complicity in this machine.
Your self-awareness is your only saving grace. We are all complicit, which is exactly why we gather here to analyze the wreckage.
We are doing vital investigative work. Well, babes, that concludes the celebrity spill for today. The lychee martinis have been drained, my vocal cords are strained, and my brain is completely saturated with pop culture logistics. But before we sign off, we need to activate the third bestie at the table. We need to hear from you.
Snark Squad, the comments section is yours. We need your verdicts. Which aspect of the billionaire brand wars shocked you the most? Are you more horrified by the logistical failures of Taylor's MSG shit show, or by Kim's maniacal plot to fill a 275,000-seat F1 racetrack?
And we need you to weigh in on the hot take hot seat. Is William's refusal to trust Harry a necessary defense mechanism for the crown? Or is Harry outmaneuvering the entire institution with his unscripted podcast tour charm? And please, for the love of everything, tell us what the funniest, most unhinged thing you saw online this week was. We require the laughter.
If you enjoyed dismantling the Matrix with us today, ensure you are subscribed, drop a 5-star review, and immediately send the link to this conversation to the most gossip-obsessed friend in your contact list. Hoarding the tea is a surefire way to attract bad karma.
The worst karma. Distribute the wealth. And babes, before you transition back into the real world, I want to leave you with one final, deeply provocative thought to let marinate in your mind.
What is it?
Consider the trajectory of the mega weddings. If Taylor Swift utilizes Madison Square Garden and Kim Kardashian retaliates with an international Grand Prix circuit, what happens when this arms race literally exhausts the physical capacity of Earth's venues? When the egos outgrow the stadiums, where do they go? Are we 5 years away from a billionaire wedding on the moon? Will Elon Musk be catering a SpaceX vow renewal just for the exclusive streaming rights?
Do not manifest that into the universe. The PR rollout for a lunar wedding would destroy us all.
I am just warning you, the sky hasn't been the limit for a very long time. Keep your eyes on the stars, babe. Stay nosy, stay fabulous, and we'll see you on the Snark side.